Looks like that's Abdullah. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. How are ya? Enjoying your, been enjoying your night runs. Yeah, good morning. Who's that? Mr. Cassie. Who's that? Never Merch. What's going on, brother? All the best. Hey, how's your night runs been going, man? That's been pretty sweet. Is that something you guys have regularly going on down there? I don't think that's something we have here in the States. I'd have to look and check that out. So, this is kind of my setup. As you can see, I'm in my beautiful basement. Typically, this time of the year on the East Coast, it gets a little bit darker, so time is of the essence, and one of the things you need to think about doing, have a way to kind of keep your sanity. So what I've done is resorted to a stationary trainer, which works really well in the basement. Not much fun, but it is what it is. So, you know, I think a lot of the time, you know, for folks who have things going on or whatever, family, kids, it's a tough work-life play balance. So I've decided to spend some time just, you know, slugging away here in the basement, and today I figured it would be a great chance to fire a Periscope and chat about cycling clothing. I know that for those folks tuning in, my name is Jonah DiPasquale. This is Hogglescope, and I thank you for joining my scope. If you are watching this on replay, thank you. I do appreciate that. Give me a follow on Twitter. It's the Hoggle. You can also find me on a number of other social platforms. I am an avid cyclist, father, snowboarder. And good morning. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, I generally scope about cycling and cycling tips. This is kind of a little bit of a different scope. Good morning. Thanks for joining. I'd like to throw out just helpful tips and pointers about cycling. You know, again, you don't necessarily need to be a seasoned pro. I ride for fun. I do a lot of mountain biking, a lot of cycling. But my tips I want to throw out there were just the cool weather riding gear. I know that I don't know many of you that deal with temperatures where you are that are cooler. As you see, you know, I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts right now. But if you do ride outside, you know, start to need like long tights are pretty critical. Gloves, arm warmers, vest is a really good thing to have. This cool cap are my friends from Ride Brooklyn, and shop in Brooklyn, New York. Check those guys out. But you know, you need to ride smart. I think having the right clothes is critical. You know, shoes, typically shoe covers are good if you're a road rider. Booties work well if you're a mountain biker. And obviously we're talking about cooler temperatures, but at any rate, you know, it depends on how, I guess, how motivated you are to ride in colder weather. Now, I typically, I can ride through the winter, but it does require some effort. All right, good morning. Dicky Arma! Man, good morning, Dicky. How we doing, buddy? Good to see you. I see you've been keeping pretty busy. Good morning from the Pain Cave. I decided to change it up on my format. I'm getting out of my trainer this morning, and I was going to give my audience some cool weather tips. Yeah, thank you. This is my stationary trainer. I don't have rollers, well, not today, so if I want to get all fancy, I can do that, but this is just a pretty decent stationary trainer. It is from a company called Kinetics, I believe it is. The trainer that I'm using is the Rock and Roller, which is pretty sweet. So actually, you can kind of stand up, you know, move back and forth and crazy stuff like that. But it's a you know, it's a pricey trainer. I mean, you get what you get. I mean, it's called a fluid trainer, and I believe that you know, like anything, if you're going to make the investment on a trainer, it's, you know, it's a good idea to spend the money. At the intervals, but yeah, the nice thing. Good morning, some folks joining in here. Jonah DiPasquale, Hogglescope. Just trying a different format here downstairs in the pain cave. And good morning, Dickie Armour. How are you, sir? Dickie Armour's joining us. Dickie, I'm waiting for your scope from the trainer. But I wanted to. I'll get. Yeah. So we were talking about cooler weather cycling, gear. Good morning. Thanks for joining in. Let's see who's with us. Juan Franco. Juan Franco, thanks for joining in. Hey, listen, we're talking about cooler cycling gear. Again, obviously, we talk about temperature. Typically, that 40 degrees is really where things start, I think, dropping off for most customers. But I think for myself, that 50-degree temperature seems to be pretty comfortable. But some of the other things that are good investments, by the way, you take a little notepad and write this down. Arm warmers, knee warmers are good, leg warmers, booties, those are good, like longer finger gloves. A cycling cap works pretty well. Another good thing to have if you're a cyclist and you're getting up in the cooler, believe it or not, it's a balaclava. You pull it over and it keeps the face open, but it protects like the neck area. And, again, you may laugh about these things. Good morning. Big who's jumping in here. Hey, guys. Who's that popping in? Dave Warman. What's going on, Dave? Good morning. Go Direct Biz. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning. Scope. On this fantastic early morning in the basement, a.k.a. the Pain Cave. I just was sharing with my audience earlier. We're talking about tips for cycling gear, and it's a fairly unique scope. I don't see too many scopes like this. I'm on my trainer. This is a Kinetic brand trainer. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's happening? Leipzig Live TV. Good morning. Yeah. We are having a little trainer session in the Pain Cave. He's talking about cycling gear and clothing. And I know that in the East Coast, anyway, in the States, it generally gets a little cooler, so that's pretty challenging. One of the other things, too, by the way, is lights. That's pretty important. You may want to invest in a flasher, a rear flasher, a blinky light. Those are pretty important things, make sure that you're seen or visible. And typically, there's a front flash white light. Where do you go on your test bike today? Well, right now we're not going too far. This is pretty much just the basement. I just got a little window of time to get some pedaling in, so what I'm doing is just getting on my trainer. But that's a great question. I mean, typically, if I don't have enough of a window to get out and do anything or go for an actual ride, typically what I'll do is, put the earbuds in, get some music going, and ride in the basement. But as far as where we ride, I live here in upstate New York, USA, in Rochester, and there's some pretty good riding. Mainly do mountain biking. Some pretty moderate to aggressive single track. I do a little bit of cyclocross. I don't know if you guys are familiar with cyclocross. It's pretty popular this time of the year on the East Coast, but just in general here in the States. And then, I have a fixed gear bike, which I'm on now. But those are some really important things. I mean, you could have some blue screen behind you. Yeah, that's a great point. Sorry about this light. I'm going to try to dial things in a little bit, but again, I felt like I was on my trainer yesterday morning. I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, I've got this time to kill, and it'd be great to reach out to my audience and say, hey, like I said, I generally try to throw stuff out there that is pretty helpful. So, like I said, if you do feel there is value, appreciate that. Oh, thanks for the invites. Appreciate that. But, again, I wanted to just really give you guys a good laundry list of things that are helpful. And again, here's another good point, too. You can, this particular trainer, good morning. Thanks for joining in, Jonah DiPasquale, Hobblescope. As far as how to get yourself into cycling, this is certainly a great way to do that. Nice thing about the trainer is, again, you don't have to worry about traffic. You see, I'm just simply wearing a t-shirt, riding shorts, a ball cap. One of the things that I don't have on right now to cut back on the noise is a fan. If you are standing down here, it's like, it does get a little bit warm, but that is helpful. Typically, obviously a lot of people have smartphones and tablets. I generally like to watch a movie or listen to music, and that helps, but otherwise you don't go crazy sitting on your trainer like, this is, going to drive you batty. And I think the other thing too is you want to, just give yourself a realistic time frame. Like, don't expect to get on your trainer and just, freaking slog away for 2 or 3 hours. And I find typically what I like to do is, break it into like half-hour blocks, run a half hour. Inspired by the Periscope Summit. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a great idea. I know that would be something that's beneficial. I couldn't make it up to the summit. I just have a bunch of stuff going on here in upstate, but I have been watching a good amount of the social media banter, and it looks like it was a good time. I think that's an interesting point. Good morning. Joining Peter. Hey, Dreamer Doer. The Dreamer Doer's in the house. Peter, how are you, sir? Thanks for joining Hobblescope. I definitely have hitting up one of those Periscope summits like on my list of things to do. I know that there's so many great people that I've met through Periscope. Hey, just a quick reminder, if you guys like what you see or the information that's out here, I will be doing a blab this coming Thursday. It's 9:01 Eastern Standard Time, by the way, here in the States. So those are my European constituents. That's understandable. Focus would, of course, be on Europe plus other regions. Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things for me with like Periscope and live streaming is I have to definitely think about my European audience and followers quite a bit, because I think like what happens is I become, very one-track minded. So when I'm scoping, it's like, I'm scoping during those normal hours, and a lot of times, like Dickie Armour, who was in here earlier, Lead Zig, there's a good number of my European folks that I miss because it's like, it's whatever, it's like 11:30 at night or whatever the time is. But I think that's really going to be a big game changer, getting everyone together and doing things like that. But that's some good stuff. So, all right, listen, I just wanted to put that out there. Like I said, if you're watching this on replay, thanks for tuning in. My name is Jonah DiPasquale. This is Hobblescope. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week. In the meantime, please do me a favor. If there's anything I can do for you, don't hesitate to give me a follow on Twitter. And if some people from overseas, I agree. Yeah, I think that's a lot of what's been happening with these Periscope summits. Is people have been kind of incorporating the personal and the pleasure, but it's been incredible. I mean, really, the relationships that have come out of Periscope, and it's funny. That's a great point. I just was thinking about that. I just was like probably, it's like a handful of months that I've been on Periscope, and it's like I have some incredible relationships with people, and genuine too, which I really appreciate. So my gift, my vice, it's cycling. So I try to reach out to people through my interests and my passions, but again, any way I can help people as far as being a connector, I certainly go ahead and throw that out there. So I'm really grateful for the audience. And again, by the way, just a quick plug. It's blab.im. It's this Thursday, 9:01 Eastern Standard Time here in the States. And I'll be teaming up with a good buddy of mine, Anello Grande. He's a good avid cycling blogger from Rochester, Minnesota. And I hope you tune in. I don't know if you guys have been following the whole blab phenomenon, but it is pretty interesting. Made a lot of great relationships on Periscope as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. More powerful than Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, I think it's, I was watching a scope, that's a great point. I was watching a scope the other day, and, I think somebody was talking about, what the difference was how much of this, bridging of that social gap is being done with Periscope. And it's amazing because it's like, if I can't see you, if I can't hear you, if I can't talk to you, those are some very critical, I think, touch points with, that social interaction. I can't jump, on a plane and go to, Dubai or Scotland or London, but I think the beauty of, this particular type of medium, gives you the ability to do that. So I think that's pretty awesome. I agree. So, all right, well, listen, I got to shut it down. I'm going to get to some work here. Got a little bit of window of paddling before I can take a break. Absolutely true. Most inspiring medium so far. Yeah, I love it, and thanks again so much for the comments. I really, really appreciate that. Leipzig, I definitely enjoy your scopes. I like the rides. Those are fun. I enjoy that. I want you to DM me if you can. I want to learn a little bit more about what you're using to hold your camera still. I've been kind of battling around with that one. I haven't really quite found the perfect solution, but I'd like to maybe pick your brain a little bit if you're interested in sharing that information. But all right, guys, I'm going to shut it down. Jonah DiPasquale Hoggle Scope in the Pain Cave Basement Trainer. Thank you. Hey, listen, someone. Ride for Scotland. What's up, Grant? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I was just about to shut it down here. I got some folks that I was getting on my trainer down here in the basement. Just wanted to. Yeah, please do. Please do. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, ride for the Hoggle. Ride for Scotland. Grant, how are you, brother? Yeah, just East Coast. We've had some earlier sunsets, so it's been getting a little darker. So I've been trying to get on it. Yeah. How have you been, Grant? Good to see you. Been really impressed with the amount of social efforts you stepped up there, folks. If you get a chance, give Grant a follow. He's got some awesome information and insights. You can follow him on Instagram. He's on Twitter. Check out his website. Great social media tips and pointers. Again, Jonah DiPasquale Hoggle Scope. I scope about cycling tips. Yes, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming in this morning. Well, this morning here. It's like in the States. But, Grant, I hope you're well. I've said, again, even though we're on two completely different timetables, I see you've been busy, which is good. That's nice. And practicing for the World Championships in Richmond. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be going to World Championships any particular time here. I got a few things on my plate. But, yeah, World Championships would be nice. Someday, I've actually set I think I've got a couple citizen races here locally that I'm planning on doing. I just think that's a nice motivation for me. An email come across my desk was like, hey, this such and such turkey cross is coming up, so I've kind of set myself a little benchmark to try to get in some kind of fitness shape. And the key thing here, just lastly about fitness, is, man, it's like every day, it's a little bit at a time, you know. I try not to get too overwhelmed by my fitness level. And I think it's almost the same thing as business. You know, you just, every day, you know, you take a few steps forward. You know, sometimes you take a couple steps backwards, but, you know, I mean, the reality of it is, it's, you know, we'll leave for now. Hope to catch your skills later. Absolutely, absolutely. Leipzig, thanks for tuning in, man. Have a great day. Thank you, thank you. And Grant, I'm going to shut it down here. I got to get into some more rigorous efforts that probably won't be very beneficial for me to try to have any kind of conversation. So I'm going to take off. Guys, have a good one. Until then, later. Stop the scope!